Smithfield Town Council is called back to order at 7:17. Let the record show that no votes were taken in executive session. And see the minutes, their motion. Huh? We'll make a motion to come out of executive session. Is there a motion to come out of executive session?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Ezovski.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bonneville. Roll call vote.
Mrs. Bottomoli?
Yes.
Mr. Ogier?
Yes.
Mr. Swansky?
Yes.
Mr. Vadney,
Yes. Is there a motion to, let the record show that no votes were taken in executive session. Is there a motion to seal the minutes?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Bonneville. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Ogier. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Mrs. Bottomoli?
Yes.
Mr. Ogier?
Yes.
Mr. Swansky?
Yes.
Mr. Vadney,
Yes. Next item is North Smithfield Town Council sitting as the Board of License Commissioners, holiday sales license, Shaw Nails and Spa. Is there anybody here from?
Mr. President, I did try calling last week, one day, but I haven't, the number that they gave me wasn't an available number.
What is the pleasure of the board? Would they like the person to be here? They don't want to approve it. Everything seems to be signed off. Everything is signed off. It's the pleasure of the council. Does the council want to grant the license? No?
Mr. President, I read it. It was all signed off on, and the departments it had to be, but the inability to be reached is somewhat of a question mark in my mind. I certainly want to approve it. I want to bring in more business. Madam Clerk, by telephone, the number, basically, I just repeat what you said. The telephone number was inoperable, is that correct?
Yes.
And they have their, I actually saw the storefront in Dowling Village. They're almost, it's being prepared to go. I don't know what to say. I would like to have this happen, bringing it. I know my wife would like to see it happen. She was the one that said, "Oh, look, a nail." I'm going to make a motion to pass, to accept it.
Motion by Mrs. Swansky to approve holiday sales license for Shaw Nails and Spa. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bonneville. Any other discussion?
Can we send a notification that we need a valid phone number?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote?
Mrs. Bottomoli?
Yes.
Mr. Ogier?
Yes.
Mr. Swansky?
Yes.
Mr. Vadney,
Yes. At this time, I would ask the other council to move up for immediate consideration, discussion, vote, or other action on payments to Gilbane Building Company, number 1 North Smithfield School Program, and number 2 North Smithfield Science Lab renovations, as well as discussion by council, vote, or other action on design and construction administration contract award to mechanic, no, not that one. It's item H. Item H, and item I. Item H is discussion by council for order action on agreement for building commissioning services, North Smithfield Elementary in the high school. The reason I asked that both of those get brought up is we do have people here that are representing us on the construction project, and so I think as a professional courtesy, we should move them up and let them be on their way.
You're going to do it, or are you asking for a motion?
I'm asking for motion.
So moved, Mr. President.
Motion by Mrs. Zelinski, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bonneville. Roll call vote.
Mrs. Bottomoli?
Yes.
Mr. Ogier?
Yes.
Mr. Swansky?
Yes.
Mr. Vadney,
Yes. Gentlemen?
Mr. President, are you going to take them one at a time?
Yes.
My name is Robert Gervasini. I am the owner's project representative from STV Inc. We represent the town of North Smithfield in the construction of the addition to the elementary school and in the subsequent work that is planned for the high school.
First item, Mr. Gervasini moved to, for the commissioning service. We do have paperwork from Stephen Turner Incorporated to perform that, and we do have a letter from Mr. CP with a recommendation on it. A couple of questions and comments. This is coming off of the state MBA pricing with our Department of Ed, correct?
That's correct.
David, has this been reviewed by you?
For form, it has.
For form, it has.
Obviously, the school department's been feeling this now.
And as our OPM, do you recommend? Is it your
Yes,
recommendation?
I have reviewed both the request for qualifications and proposals and the subsequent proposal from Stephen Turner. And I do support the scope of the work is reasonable and customary for projects like this. And the fee associated is in line with the state guidelines under the MBA program.
This is a requirement of the Rhode Island Department of Ed.
It's also a requirement of the Rhode Island
Under
Department
the
of Education.
building,
Yes, it's one of the
building regulations.
Okay. So the base scope was $32,300, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Just a motion.
Any other questions?
Mr. President, I'll make a motion to accept the amount of $32,300 as outlined in the letter from Stephen Turner Incorporated dated March 29th, 2019.
Got a motion by Mrs. Zelinski, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bottomoli. Just under discussion, one other question. Is this contract with the town or with the school department?
With the town.
Contract is with the town, so we need to change that heading at the top.
And authorize the president.
So there's a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Mrs. Bottomoli?
Yes.
Mr. Oshia?
Yes.
Mr. Zalinski?
Yes.
Mr. Vadney,
Yes. I also entertain a motion to authorize the town administrator to sign.
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Zelinski, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bottomoli. Roll call vote.
Mrs. Bottomoli?
Yes.
Mr. Oshia?
Yes.
Mr. Zalinski?
Yes.
Mr. Vadney,
Yes. Okay, next item is going to be item L. And that is pay recs to Gilbane. We have two pay recs, we'll take them each separately. We have one invoice number J08248.000-2 for a period ending 5/31/19 in the amount of $486,696.10. It's a pleasure of the committee.
Motion to approve, Mr. President.
Motion by Mr. Zelinski, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bottomoli. Under discussion.
Mr. President, I'm sorry, did you give the ending period of May 31st?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Just under discussion. Have we received the AA document A141 Exhibit A Design Build Amendment that would show us what the GMP is on this project?
Not yet, that isn't developed.
And then I also noticed that the three subs that are on this pay rec, Latin Electric, XL Construction, and Site Tech Corp., that their portion of the pay rec has not been signed by the architect.
What we have for that circumstance is approval by email by the architect that I have in my office.
And it's the recommendation of the OPM that
Yes, I reviewed both recommendations and I support the percent work complete.
any other discussion? None? Roll call vote?
Mrs. Bottomoli?
Yes.
Mr. Oshia?
Yes.
Mr. Zalinski?
Yes.
Mr. Vadney,
Yes. And the other item is invoice number J08248.010-2 dated 5/31/19 in the amount of $6,825.76. What's the pleasure?
Period ending May 31st, 19, Mr. President. Yeah. Motion to approve.
Motion by Mrs. Zelinski, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Bottomoli. Just under discussion, same issues, but obviously they're the same. And you also
I
recommend.
also reviewed that recommendation as well.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Mrs. Bottomoli?
Yes.
Mr. Ogier?
Yes.
Mr. Swalensky?
Yes.
Mr. Vadeney?
Yes. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is presentation of Budget Committee proposed 2019-2020 budget. Mr. Rowe, and thank you for indulging us in what we appreciate it.
Good evening. The committee has put together a summary of the recommendations, and I'd like to read that to the council at this time, if I could. The Budget Committee appreciates all the time and effort that department heads and the town administrator put into their budget submissions. Requests presented to the committee were clearly well thought out and fiscally sound. After consideration of all information and our own assessment, we are pleased to present the attached budget as our recommendation for the 2019-2020 spending and business plan. In considering each department's proposed budget, we were mindful of the significant impact of approximately $1,056,000 of lost revenue from National Grid, the rehabilitation hospital transition to nonprofit, Stanley Creed's move to Smithfield, as outlined in the town administrator's previous correspondence to the town council. We prepared a reconciliation, so the following reconciliation is outlining the significant changes from the 2019 adopted budget as proposed by the Budget Committee. The 2019 adopted budget was $43,978,000. Some of the major items that made up the difference between the 2019 budget and our proposed 2020 budget. We had a contingency fund reduction of $205,000 from the previous year. The police department, we've increased $189,000 over the prior year, and that was mostly salaries and overtime. The fire department, service contract, increased $55,000. The highway department, increase of $140,000. $100,000 of that is earmarked for road resurfacing. There's an increase due to the debt service principal of $232,000 on the school bond. Employee benefits, up $176,000. Capital expenditures, up $131,000. And for the school department, the total town appropriation increase of $487,000. That ties in with a reduction in state aid of approximately $369,000. And then we just lumped in all other changes net of $95,000. So our proposed budget would be $44,909,000. And the proposed levy increase calculates to 3.13%. And I want to make note that that isn't finalized at this point. And the committee's proposed budget is approximately $94,000 lower than that submitted by the town administrator. The town administrator's budget of approximately $45,003,000. The significant differences are attributable to OPEB and capital expenditures. We reduced OPEB by $50,000 to agree to the 2019 OPEB budget, since we are fully funding the town's current obligations. And as stated above, we needed to be respectful of our revenue shortfall. Capital expenditures were reduced by $27,000 by moving 50% of a proposed police vehicle into the 2021 budget. Overall, we believe the departments have been properly budgeted. However, our concern is regarding the future funding of the school department. The school department requested a 4% increase, approximately $787,000, after making over $1,100,000 in direct cuts and denying needed requests for a reading, math interventionist, social worker, and computer science teacher. Included in the $1,000,001 is approximately $345,000 of direct cuts related to the closing of Hallowell. Most of the 4% increases dedicated to salary increases and associated benefits, and leaves little room for strategic planning to add teachers and support staff when needed. We recommend the school department forecast out 3 to 5 years to start planning for the future. Also, the fact that students are leaving our school under the CTE program is troubling. The number of North Smithfield students enrolled in charter and career and technical schools rose significantly from 56 students in the prior year to a current enrollment of 78. Unfortunately, North Smithfield does not have any out-of-district students attending our schools under the current CTE program. The Budget Committee is recommending that the school utilize a minimum of $50,000 from the reserve monies for CTE program development in an effort to attract students from outside the district.
Any questions?
Entertain any questions that you might have.
Okay, I have one question. So I know the increase of the 3.13% is not finalized, and I know the number of state aid from the state in terms of for the education is not yet finalized, is that correct? So do we know when that roughly is going to be finalized?
I don't have that information. You'd have to.
I would think it's going to be finalized and we actually set the
But
budget.
do we have like a revised estimate? Because I know that number, just being on the committee last year, I know that number changed throughout the process. Is it the most recent? Okay.
I might add, in the meeting that I was in today, there are forecasts that the budget will be set as early as next week.
State's budget.
State budget, yes. So, Councilman Ogier, it's still an open question. It's over when it's over.
I have a few questions on the line items. Do you have that with you?
Yeah, and I think I would ask the other members to maybe
Yeah, please do.
chime in too.
Okay. I know we're trying to hold with a 2% or as far as
You know
contractual.
what, I have a little difficulty hearing with the sound system.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was shut off. All right. I know we were looking to hold things to a 2% as far as raises, but there are different raises going in here. Some are 2.56. We've got 2.35. Are those contractual numbers?
Which ones? Yeah, I went to listen.
All right.
Yes, recall please, in the Council 94 agreement, we adjusted by a fixed amount, and that amount varies. While the overall contract held close to the 2% target, you'll have variances based on, for some of the circumstances where the lower income, that's fixed amount becomes a higher percentage.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if it was tied to a percentage or a number. All right. I also had questions on the education funding for some of the departments. We haven't spent a lot, yet we're increasing it, so I'm not sure what's coming up for the education of departments.
Which department?
All right, so we're looking at the finance department. I'm on page 3 of 13. Well, actually, that one you lowered. But I think there was another I have to go through. So in the finance department, you lowered the education, or raised it from 250 that's this year, and we went to 792. Yes, please.
It's actually for me. I want to attend the CFAO certification, it's
Okay.
governmental financial officer certification, so
Okay.
it costs that much.
All right, I just didn't know where the number came from, since we haven't really been spending it, so I just wanted to check on that. Let's see what else.
Terry, can I weigh in?
Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I was watching that myself, and we look at the approved, and for fiscal 2019, it was $250. This is what I look at, $250. And I understand this only goes to March 31st. There may be other spend downs coming our way. But that's what I'm looking at too when I start looking at these budgets. How much was approved, how much was drawn down on, and Terry, you picked up on it. I just want to say thanks. That's basically what I was looking at throughout the whole departments.
Right, because you also have it in the tax assessor's office, where we haven't really been spending anything, and now we're up to 1750. Is that a specific class, once again?
Yes.
So is it possible to get FY18 and FY17 data as well?
It is.
Is that it?
It is. Keep going.
Oh, the bill, yeah, okay.
Keep going.
Okay, that's something.
All right. Now I'm on page 4 of 13. Contractual services audit. We have a department request of $1,800,